You are sitting at your kitchen table on a Sunday morning. You have a number in your head, $1 million. You got it from the internet, from Reddit threads, from people in suits on YouTube, from your uncle at Thanksgiving who said you need $1 million before you can even think about retiring. That number is wrong. Not because $1 million isn't good, it is, but because most people hear 1 million and they stop. They do the math on their current savings rate and the number is so far away that they close the tab and go back to whatever they were doing. The number kills the idea before the idea has a chance to live. Here is the real number. It depends on your life, and your life is probably smaller than you think in the best possible way. You are 28. You rent an apartment. You drive a used Honda. You spend $2,800 a month. Rent, groceries, insurance, gas, the streaming services you never canceled. That's $33,600 a year. That is your actual life on paper in numbers. Most people at 28 have never added that up. They just know the money runs out around the 20th of every month. You write the number down, $33,600. Now you do something your uncle never told you to do. You divide it by 0.04. $840,000. That is your number. Not 1 million, not 2 million. $840,000 gets your specific life paid for by dividends every year without touching the principal. At a 4% yield from a broad dividend ETF, the kind of boring ticker your friends have never heard of, $840,000 drops $33,600 into your account every year. Your rent, your groceries, your gas, the life you currently fund with your hours. Now you do the next calculation. You make $62,000 a year. After tax, that's roughly $50,000 in your pocket. You spend $33,600 living. That leaves $16,400 a year, about $1,367 a month that you can direct somewhere else. You open a brokerage account. You buy the boring ETF. You set up an automatic transfer of $1,367 every month. You do not tell anyone.
Your coworker, Derek, finds out anyway. He sees the brokerage app on your phone at lunch. He asks what you're buying. You tell him. He laughs. He says Dividend ETFs are for old people. He says his crypto portfolio is up 40% this year. He shows you the app. The number is Breen. You nod. You finish your sandwich. 3 months later, Derek's portfolio is down 55%. He stops showing you the app. He takes a second job delivering groceries on weekends to cover his rent. You say nothing. You keep the automatic transfer running. You are 31. 3 years have passed. You have contributed $49,212 from your own paycheck, $1,367 a month for 36 months. The market has added roughly $12,000 in growth and reinvested dividends on top. Your account sits at $61,000. That $61,000 pays you $2,440 a year in dividends, $203 a month. You do not withdraw it. You click the button that says Reinvest. You watch the share count go up by a number too small to celebrate. You smile anyway. $203 a month is your electric bill. Someone else is paying your electric bill now. Not someone, your shares. You go to your cousin's birthday dinner that weekend. He orders a bottle of wine that costs more than your dividend made last month. He just bought a new truck. The monthly payment is $740. He tells the table it was a good deal. Everyone nods. You order the salmon. You say, it sounds like a good truck. You drive home in your Honda. On the drive home, you think about one thing. Your $61,000 will still be there on Monday. His truck will be worth $4,000 less than what he owes on it. You are 35, 4 years later. You got a raise at 33. You move the automatic transfer from $1,367 to $1,800 a month. Over 4 years, you contributed another $86,400. Growth and dividends added approximately $31,000 on top. Your account is now $178,000. It pays you $7,120 a year, $593 a month. Your rent every month, paid by shares you bought with hours you already worked. You think about the hours in a different way now. Not the hours you were spending at your desk, the hours you already spent, years ago, the ones that bought those shares. Those hours are still working. You stopped. They didn't. You do the math at the kitchen table one Sunday. At your current rate, $1,800 a month, 4% growth and reinvestment on top, you will hit $840,000 in approximately 17 more years, age 52. That feels far. You sit with it for a minute. Then you do a different calculation. If you raise the transfer to $2,200 a month, you get there in 14 years, age 49. You move the transfer to $2,200. You are 38, 3 years later. Here is where someone always asks the question. A friend sends you a link, a stock, 14% annual yield, monthly payouts. He says the math is simple. At 14%, you only need $240,000 instead of $840,000. You'd be free in half the time. You open the chart. The yield is 14% because the stock price has collapsed 60% in 3 years. The payout looks enormous because the company is bleeding. The payout is being funded by debt, not earnings. This is a yield trap. The high number is not an opportunity. It is a warning that the company cannot sustain what it is promising. Within 12 months, the dividend will be cut. The price will fall further. The investor loses on both sides.
You close the link. You text your friend one sentence. Look at the 5-year price chart. He doesn't reply. You keep your boring ETF. You keep your $2,200 monthly transfer. Your account is now $311,000. It pays you $12,440 a year, $1,036 a month. Your rent and your groceries, every month, both of them, covered by money that required nothing from you this month. You are 43, 5 more years. You got another raise. You moved the transfer to $2,800 a month at 41. Over these 5 years, you contributed $168,000. Growth and reinvested dividends added approximately $98,000. Your account is $577,000. It pays you $23,080 a year, $1,923 a month. You sit with that number for a moment. $1,923 a month. Your rent is $1,400. Your dividends cover your rent and have $523 left over. Your boss calls you on a Tuesday afternoon. He needs you to work the weekend. A deadline was moved. There's a client issue. It has to be you. You pause for 3 seconds. You say yes, but for the first time, the yes is not fear. It's a choice. You could say no. The math would survive a no. You say yes because you actually want to solve the problem, not because you need the approval, not because you are scared of what happens if you don't. You notice the difference in your chest on the drive home. You are 47, 4 years later. You are close. You contributed $2,800 a month for 48 more months, another $134,400. Growth and dividends added approximately $127,000. Your account is $838,000. You are $2,000 short of your number. You do not rush. You do not move the money into something riskier to close the gap. You wait 1 more month. You run the automatic transfer. You log in on a Wednesday evening. $842,000. You don't celebrate. You make tea. You sit at the kitchen window. The street outside is the same street it always was. Your apartment looks the same. Your Honda is 7 years older. The Bluetooth still works. The seats are still fine. Your phone buzzes. $2,808 deposited. This month's dividend. Your rent, your groceries, your gas, all of it, covered. You did not work for it this month.
You worked for it across 19 years of automatic transfers and reinvested dividends, and sandwiches eaten at your desk, and a Honda that never got replaced. You open your laptop, you draft one email to your boss, you read it twice, you hit send. You close the laptop. You make more tea. The number was never $1 million. The number was always your number, the exact cost of your actual life divided by 0.04. For most people reading this, that number sits somewhere between $600,000 and $900,000. Reachable, ugly, boring, slow, and completely, quietly possible. The million-dollar myth kept most people from starting because a number you cannot reach is not a goal, it is an excuse. You didn't need $1 million, you needed a calculator and 19 years of not stopping.